Hello friends, welcome to Heritage Ways. I'm Miss Katie, and I want to encourage you to not let certain situations stop you from showing hospitality. I hear this all the time. Folks say, I want to have people into my home, but fill in the blank. You know, they might say, my home is too small, I don't know how to cook, it's too messy, all kinds of reasons, fill in the blank. Or I work full time, don't have time to cook even though I know how to cook. So I want to share with you in this video today a way that you can show hospitality and do it easily. There are different degrees of what I'm going to show you, but it's super easy. You don't have to know how to cook. You don't even have to like to cook. But the whole point of showing hospitality is what? What do you think? Let me know down below and I'll read your comments. I'm curious to know what you think. What is the whole purpose of showing hospitality? Welcome here, welcome home, welcome to Heritage Ways. And this is where I teach homemaking skills with an emphasis on cooking and showing hospitality, because that's what I enjoy and that's what I'm so passionate about. For so many years, my wonderful Mr. Patient and I have opened our doors to hundreds and hundreds of people. And we're just so thankful that we've had that opportunity. Our parents before us have done the same and set a good model for that. Our children coming after us, our adult children, are doing the same with their friends and church members and family and so forth. Well, recently we moved into a home here in Tennessee. You might still hear the echoing because we have not finished bringing all the furniture in. We have not unpacked all the boxes. We're literally still living out of some of the boxes, and we have a lot that is not unpacked. But when we moved here from Ohio back to our home state of Tennessee, where we've lived most of our lives, we moved to a familiar area, the Middle Tennessee, Eastern Middle Tennessee area, and we are back at a church where we were before. And I say that to point out that we came here and just, you know, we knew people, we're meeting new people, but we also are renewing old friendships. So having said that, I knew we wanted to just go right ahead and start having people in our home. I did not want to wait until everything was pristine. So that's one tip I want to tell you. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect, because you'll never have anybody in your home. Is your home ever just perfect? If it is, I applaud you, that's great, but mine's not. What do you think is the meaning of showing hospitality? For my Mr. Patient and me, it is building community, building relationships, strengthening relationships, meeting new people. We've invited people into our home that we had only met one time or even not at all. And I know that's very interesting for you. And I'll tell you where you can find out more about our brand, if you will, our way of showing hospitality. I'll tell you where you can find that later in the video. But we moved here knowing that we wanted to have people, and we didn't want to wait, because if we waited, I mean, there's still things we want to paint, and there's still things that aren't going to be unboxed for a while. There's some furniture we're selling, there's some furniture we want to buy, just all those details. So you don't have to wait until everything is perfect. This past weekend, we did invite one of our friends, happens to be a church elder and his wife, but one of our dear friends from the days when we lived here before. And I want to show you exactly what we had, what food I had, but also before I do that, I want to encourage you not to let certain aspects keep you from showing hospitality. You don't know how to cook? That's fine. There are a million ways that you can provide food for your company without having to cook it these days. I mean, you can go and to fancy grocery stores and get it ready made and come home and reheat it, or you know, you can do what I did. Here in a minute I'm going to show you what we had, and my kids said, Mom, that was a delicious meal. So I'm going to show you what we had, and everybody enjoyed it. Same thing with you work all day and you come home, or on the weekends you're too tired or you have to do other things and you don't want to spend the day cooking. Okay, well, maybe if you have time to set a table and you can go out and get some food and bring it in, maybe get a frozen lasagna at the grocery store. You do not have to have homemade food in order to show hospitality, because our perspective is that we are showing it, like I said, we are showing hospitality, inviting people into our homes to build community and strengthen relationships. And people, yes, they enjoy a good meal, and it helps if you have a nice table. And even if you have a sandwich and you've got just a nice table set, that's nice. Or if you're just out on the picnic table, that's fine too. I have a blog on my website, heritageways.com, and if you'll go there, I have written a lot more of how we show hospitality, how you can show hospitality without, maybe you have a house that's too small, or a house that you feel like is not perfect, or you feel like it's too crowded or messy or whatever. Maybe you don't know how to cook, or all those different reasons. And I call them excuses, y'all. Let's just be real, because there are ways around this. I want to show you what we had this past weekend, and we had a great time. We ate this supper. They knew ahead of time that we were going to have sandwiches, but I want to show you how I did it. And I told them we were going to have sandwiches on paper plates, and we ended up having real plates, because why not? You've got a dishwasher, we can put them in the dishwasher. And then we played cards afterwards, and we laughed, and we just had a great time. And it's a wonderful, memorable time to kick off our life here, this next chapter here, as we've moved back to Tennessee. And another tip too, though, is I keep a guest book, and many of you know that. I've mentioned that. So I had our friends to write their names in our guest book, and they are our first guest in this new to us house here in Tennessee. But here's what we served, and I hope that you will have inspiration, and I hope you'll always count your blessings. So I went to the local Dollar General and the Piggly Wiggly, and I got the buns. I got white buns, and I got brown bread. I got sandwich fixins, ham, turkey, different kinds of cheese, shredded lettuce, and just put that on a platter. Just kind of tried to present it nicely, and the kids helped me with doing that. And then we got the sandwich fixins. We got, lettuce, tomato, cucumbers, fresh onion. We set out condiments. Kind of thinking Subway, sub sandwiches. We have pickles and red wine vinegar and olive oil and mustard, all those kinds of things. When our friends helped move in, I got deli trays from Subway, so they gave us way too much mustard and mayonnaise. So I kept that, and I just have it in my pantry, and I pulled that out for folks to use on their sandwiches. I bought individual chips so everybody can just grab their own. And then I don't want you to forget the old standby appetizer, where you soften a brick of cream cheese, and you can use whatever jelly or preserves that you might have. In this case, I had a jar of pepper preserves, and it's very good, served with club crackers. So you just let the cream cheese soften and put whatever preserves or jelly or jam on top of the cream cheese, and serve with whatever crackers you'd like. Anytime it is a make your own, fix your own, or picnic type idea, I love using this basket from Goodwill. And here's another tip. I also like to get silverware from Goodwill, and especially if we're having a picnic outside, because if it's accidentally thrown away in the trash or with paper plates or what have you, then I'm not upset about it. All right, now here's my big fancy dessert. Y'all, I went to Dollar General and got just a lot of individual candies like this, the little trial, the small sizes. And I just put them in this glass jar, and that was actually a hit. Folks like to just dig in there and find the one that they wanted. So that was kind of a fun thing to do too. So I just want to encourage you, this particular night, it was actually fun. Just went through, made your own. You could grab your chips and you could grab your candy and made your sandwich the way you wanted to. And we just really focused on each other, fellowship, and having fun, and being relaxed.
There is most certainly a time to have a really, really nice table set with nice china, and that is absolutely fine, and I love to do that as well. But just don't let certain circumstances or situations keep you from showing hospitality.
If you'll visit my show notes, description notes down below this video, then you will find the link to the blog that I've written over at heritageways.com and about hospitality. And if you get over to the website and you can't find it, then you just type in hospitality into the search bar and you're going to find it. Another thing that you're going to find in the description notes is a list of things that I find useful when I'm showing hospitality. Of course, the very first one is the cookbook that I've written, the first cookbook that I wrote, which is the most popular. My second cookbook is out of print right now. We sold out of them, but that's my go-to because that's our family favorite tried and true recipes. Under that, I will also have a list of some of my favorite things that I use, helpful and favorite things that I use when I'm showing hospitality, whether I'm cooking a big meal or not. But I want to share those things with you so that you can know some of my favorite things that might become yours too.